Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Toolbox Tuesday. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Shannon Simpson, and today is episode number 39, and we are talking about shedding our skin. It's a good one. It's a beautiful sunny day in the Comox Valley, and a little update on Nolan, my son, who jumped on a train to cross Canada. He's doing fantastic and enjoying his time with his grandparents, and my daughter and I, his twin sister, and enjoying a nice quiet house. So anyways, welcome, and I do hope you are enjoying some beautiful sunshine on your end too, wherever you are. Today I wanted to talk about shedding our skin. Yeah, I'm always curious if it's going to show up for me. These Toolbox Tuesdays I've been doing for a long time, and I used to plan them and organize them, and 2 days ahead I would write down what I'm going to write, and now I just get up on Tuesday mornings and I get up early, usually around 6, maybe before, and I sit down and I just feel in what comes. And today, shedding skin definitely showed up really strong for me. So yeah, this is a gift. The gift of shedding our old skin, being open to change and self-transformation. But if you're like me, I often resist change. But what if we did not resist? What if we did not resist? What I have learned is that what I resist persists. And I keep myself stuck in the hamster wheel and replaying old stories and old patterns over and over and over, and it doesn't serve me. I've had a lot of anxiety over the last week, and I spoke to that before. And what I notice is that I don't want to make it wrong. I don't want to make the anxiety wrong, because anxiety isn't always bad. Anxiety can be because we're stepping into a better version of ourselves, and we're stepping into things that we might find difficult or hard. And so maybe it's not wrong. You know, the old me would want to just freeze, and many of you that have been following me for a long time know that I like to go back and just sit in my blue chair and get stuck there, looking out the window, waiting for courage to come knocking on my door. But it doesn't happen that way. We got to get out of the chair, and we got to step into the things that make us hard, that are a bit hard, and some of that is shedding old stories. And so today I have a bit of a story about shedding some skin and creating some new. So back in 2020, was it 2020? Yeah. Back in 2020, I left my first husband. And I remember having this massive, massive anxiety attack in my bedroom and phoning my mom. Actually, I didn't phone my mom. I didn't even have the capacity to phone my mom. I said, I want my mom, and I want her to drive me to the hospital. I felt like my entire world was imploding on me. I didn't know what was happening to me. And I realize now that all the trauma from my childhood had been suppressed. And this particular moment triggered an opening of memories. Some memories that I had unconsciously suppressed for many, many years, and for some very good reasons. So then I spent years after that going to see counselors. I took a 6-month women survivors program. I did group therapy. I did retreats. I did so many things. And yet in 2021, after a very dark time of being forced to spend quiet time looking in, the gifts of COVID, yeah, I found myself wanting off the planet. And I didn't know really what was left to do. I really honestly had thought I had done it all. And so there I was wondering, what do I do now? And I remember this documentary that I'd watched in the summer, and it was by Gabor Mate, and it was called The Wisdom of Trauma. And he had talked about in this documentary, throughout it and mostly at the end, about using psychedelics as a form of healing and shedding old stories and old patterns and old things that aren't serving us anymore. And I quickly found some resources and connected with somebody in the Comox Valley here and did a psilocybin journey that I will say was one of the most difficult things I have ever done, and yet one of the most beautiful things I have ever done as well. Yeah, and so in that process of doing that journey, I shed so many old stories, so much stuff that I didn't even know that I needed to shed. Yeah, unconscious mind holds many things that we don't even know. And I would say that I've never looked back. I've never looked back, and I'm not the same person that I used to be. I feel like I shed the dead skin that was holding me back and holding me down for so many years. And Mark Nepo, in today's reading, of course, because it's perfect, it always is aligned, he says, dead skin takes on many forms. A dead way of thinking, a dead way of seeing, a dead way of relating, a dead way of believing, and a dead way of experiencing. So maybe my experience of being open to using psychedelics feels a little bit overwhelming to you, and maybe not a fit. And that's okay. There are many other ways of shedding, what is holding back, and transforming into the better version of you. There are many ways of doing that. What shows up for me is right now we're finishing up week 6 of the teens in our online global program with Masterpiece Magic. And we use reclamation art with the teens to help move through and shed old stories. And they're always surprised with what shows up for them, which is amazing. So what are you being called to shed? What are you being called to put to rest? What are you being called to let go of? Letting go of the things that no longer serve us and no longer serve me has allowed me to soften. It's allowed me to open my heart. It's allowed me to feel more deeply for others and more deeply for myself. So today I'm sending love to all of you. I will put the video, or I should say the documentary of Gabor Mate's on my Facebook page. It's called The Wisdom of Trauma. I will also put this up. He talks a lot about the psychedelics in this book, The Myth of Normal, Trauma, Illness, and Healing in a Toxic Culture. Fantastic book. And I will also say a shout out that the next cohort for Masterpiece Magic for teens 13 to 17 is launching May 22nd. So looking forward to a new group of teens showing up. So anyways, have a fantastic day. Enjoy this absolute gorgeous sunshine. Sending love to all of you. We'll see you next Tuesday. Shannon Simpson. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.